Hello everyone, I'm Wisdom Cube, and welcome back to another theory video. And today's theory is going to be on the show Steven Universe. And the theory is, what if Jasper killed Amethyst? Now for context, let's go back to the Season 3 episode Crack the Whip, where Amethyst fights Jasper while Steven, Connie, and Lion fight one of Jasper's corrupted gems. Now, despite Amethyst's best efforts, she's no match for Jasper, who managed to defeat and poof her and almost shattered her until Steven and Connie managed to fuse into Stevani and rescue Amethyst. But what if this didn't happen? What if Jasper actually killed Amethyst? Now, I'm listing this theory off into 3 categories. How Amethyst's death changed the story, the other factors of the story that were changed, and the characters and their development. Now, starting off with the characters, Garnet, I'm pretty sure she would be even more dependent on using her future vision. Sorry, I'm reading from a list I have here. It would be even more determined to lead the team more. As for Pearl, she would be even more emotionally broken, because not only did she lose Rose/Pink Diamond, she also lost Amethyst. As for Peridot, she would be just as emotionally broken due to Amethyst's death. And I think she would want to get more actively involved. Same with Lapis, although I think she would stay relatively the same, but I do think that she would probably want to involve herself, especially with the Jasper conflict. Everything else, I think that would stay the same. And finally, Steven. He would be just even more emotionally broken and just mentally messed up, and I think he would be even more determined to train so that he would not lose anyone else. Now, on to the other factors. What happens with Bismuth? It's a 50-50 with her. If she does get released, the whole debacle with the breaking point happens. If she doesn't get released, the breaking point debacle does not happen. Now, as for the Ruby Squad, they would probably be able to find Jasper because, remember, they were assigned by Yellow Diamond to find Jasper and bring her back to Homeworld. So, the Rubies find Jasper. Jasper will probably be able to team up with them, and yeah, that's more firepower that Jasper will be able to use alongside her corrupted gem army. And also, because Jasper would either be another 50-50 here, Jasper would either be poofed or would get away. If she gets poofed, then the fight at the Beta Kindergarten never happens. And if the fight at the Beta Kindergarten never happens, Jasper never gets corrupted and Peridot doesn't poof her. If Jasper does get away, I'm pretty sure the fight at the Beta Kindergarten probably wouldn't happen, and Jasper would still remain a threat throughout the rest of Season 3 and maybe going into Season 4 if the Crystal Gems don't find her. So, yeah. There's also the Pink Diamond reveal. This might be the biggest hurdle for Steven and the Crystal Gems to overcome, because not only did they lose Amethyst, but now they have to deal with the fact that Rose Quartz, one of their own leader, was a diamond in secret. Yeah. Now, as for the story, because the fight at the Beta Kindergarten never happens, the fight in Earthlings, Because it never happens, and Jasper never gets corrupted, poofed, and bubbled, we wouldn't learn about Pink Diamond at this point in the story. Also, side note, without Amethyst around to fight Jasper and Earthlings, Smoky Quartz would never be formed. Yeah, so Steven's first fusion would actually be with Pearl and Rainbow Quartz 2.0. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Also, without Amethyst, fusions like Smoky Quartz, Opal, Sugilite, Alexandrite, and Obsidian can't be formed either because Amethyst is shattered here. So without her, yeah, the crystal gems would have to rely on sardonyx to get them out of tough jams. As for the zoo, Amethyst wouldn't be able to befriend the Amethyst there. So rescuing Greg would be even more of a difficult task to do. Now, as for the fights with Aquamarine and Topaz and the Diamonds, and the Crystal Gems managed to get that far, I'm pretty sure the fight with Aquamarine and Topaz would stay relatively the same, though it would be even more difficult with Amethyst out of the equation. Excuse me. Same with the fight with Blue and Yellow Diamond after Garnet's wedding and reunited. That's gonna be even harder because, yeah, it would just be Steven, Connie, Lion, Garnet, Pearl, and Lapis, Peridot, and maybe Bismuth if Steven does release her. But yeah. Now, as for the fight with the Diamonds, that might be their biggest challenge to overcome because it took the remaining crystal gems, all of them, to even stand a chance to survive against Blue and Yellow. Remember, they were losing that fight, and it took Steven getting into the Diamond's headspace that Steven managed to stop Blue and Yellow. Now, as for the fight on Homeworld, that's going to be even harder because it took Obsidian forming that Steven and Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl managed to get into White Diamond's head of the Diamond Mech. So, if Amethyst isn't there, Steven would have to rely on whatever fusion he comes up with Garnet and Pearl to get to White Diamond's head. And even if we play devil's advocate here and say that Garnet, Pearl, Steven, and the others managed to convince White Diamond to change her mind alongside the other diamonds, I think the events of the movie and the events of Steven Universe Future would remain the same, but I do think that there would be some notable differences. One of them is what Steven ends up doing in Guidance. Remember, Steven accidentally ended up causing way more damage than he thought, and it took Amethyst forming Smoky Quartz with him that they managed to rescue the Beach City citizens and the other gems from the trouble that Steven ended up causing. Now, what happens with Jasper? If Jasper is still a threat, and she does find out the truth about Pink Diamond, I think, Steven and Jasper's interactions would probably either be non-existent or stay the same, but I do think that they would either go one way or another. So, tell me in the comments below what you guys think would happen there. But yeah, as for future, Steven's declining mental state would be even worse because not only does he have to deal with the fact that his friends are all moving on with their lives and the gems no longer would need him, or so he thinks, his mental state would be even worse because he actually lost someone he cared about. Now, you guys could make the argument right now that Steven could bring back Amethyst with the diamond essence and his tears, and yeah, that is a thing that happened in Steven Universe Future, but here's the underlying thing. If Jasper killed Amethyst when she did, Steven wouldn't have that ability, and even if he did, I'm not really sure that Steven would be able, actually scratch that. If Steven and Jasper's interactions do end up staying the same, I do see Steven healing Jasper from being shattered. I don't know about Amethyst though, because I do think that Steven would be able to like move on from Amethyst's death. It would be like a really long time for him to do, especially with him going to therapy at the end of the series. But yeah, that's just my opinion though. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think would happen if if Jasper actually killed / shattered Amethyst and cracked the web? Just comment below, let me know. I'm Wisdom Cube, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.